WWE doesn't tend to get political. Most of their wrestlers and storylines don't try to push an agenda, which keeps WWE away from controversy and backlash. However, there was one storyline that made some people feel like the company was attacking them. Even some wrestling fans got offended by what WWE was doing, and WWE's response to all of it was pretty bold. Alright, let's start from the beginning.
In the Elimination Chamber, there's only 6 spots available.
After being absent for several months, Jack Swagger returned to WWE in February 2013. Shortly after that, Swagger came out accompanied by a man named Zeb Coulter. After Jack Swagger won his match, Coulter properly introduced himself and he proceeded to rant about what he thought was wrong with America.
I see people with faces not like mine, and I look around and I think, where did all these people come from? But most importantly, I think, how do we get rid of them? Because this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the land of the free and the home to whoever wants to cross our borders.
As you can see, this storyline was pushing the envelope and was trying to get an emotional response from fans. 1 week later, things went even further. Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter gave a State of the Union address where they continued to rant about how immigrants were ruining America. The moment that began the outrage, though, wasn't anything that Swagger or Coulter said, but instead the commentators.
Well, Zeb's got a lot of fan mail so far from Rush Limbaugh. Or Alex Jones, for that matter. Glenn Beck, I think. Or Alex Jones, as you see Daniel Bryan now.
The men who the commentators referred to were conservative media personalities, and this got their attention. Shortly after these comments were made on Raw, Alex Jones' website, Infowars.com, would post an article saying that the Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter characters were racist and were being used to demonize the Tea Party. For those who are unaware, the Tea Party was a political movement within the Republican Party at the time. It advocated for smaller government, lowering taxes, as well as tighter border security, and was against giving pardons to illegal immigrants. Those last 2 issues in particular are why some people felt that Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter were supposed to represent the Tea Party. Swagger and Coulter were also the villains in the storyline, so you can see why some people who support the Tea Party were upset by it. Fans online also shared their opinions. While some were upset, others simply criticized the storyline for non-political reasons. One thing that is worth mentioning, while many news sites and even fans said that Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter were part of the Tea Party, neither of them ever claimed to be part of the movement. While a lot of people were mad about the angle WWE was doing, one person in particular took offense to it. Conservative radio personality Glenn Beck talked about the storyline on his show, and take a listen to what he said.
The WWE now has put a new character out that is demonizing the Tea Party. You know, I can take it from a lot of people. I really can. I can't take it from the stupid wrestling people. I'm sick and tired of being miscast. And I certainly am not going to give any more time or my money to any organization that is making it harder for me and my family to stand up for what I believe in.
To be fair to Glenn Beck, he and his co-host went into more detail about what they didn't like, but the shots had been fired. WWE's response to the whole situation was pretty amazing. They didn't back down after the backlash and instead fought right back. First, WWE posted a video of Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger calling out Glenn Beck.
You know, Glenn, many of your followers are WWE fans, and they understand the difference between reality and entertainment. Are you so out of touch with your own audience, Glenn? Or are you just a stupid political commentator?
While they technically were in character for this video, Swagger and Coulter would totally break the illusion one day later.
Hey, Glenn Beck, we are entertainers.
My name is Jake Hager.
And I'm Wayne Cowan. Zeb Coulter is the character I play. Jack Swagger is the character Jake plays. Right now, the story we're telling is that Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger are using the current, relevant, and topical story of immigration to target the WWE World Champion Alberto Del Rio.
You might be surprised, but WWE wasn't done yet. The company then invited Beck to appear on Raw and say whatever he wanted to their fans on live TV. Glenn Beck soon responded and declined, saying, quote, "Unfortunately, I'm currently booked doing anything else." WWE then did something even crazier and went straight to him. WWE commentator Michael Cole, along with a camera crew, went to Glenn Beck's studio to interview the man himself. Studio personnel gave contradicting information, at first saying Glenn Beck was broadcasting a show, but later said he wasn't there.
This is my studio,
Okay.
and I'm telling you you're not welcome here.
Okay.
Okay? So I'd like you to leave.
WWE unfortunately did not get to talk to Glenn Beck, but they still referenced him on Raw that same night.
Well, you know, I was looking forward to the opportunity to talk to Glenn Beck, but since he chickened out, I'll welcome the
This response from WWE may have caught Beck off guard, as he basically ignored everything WWE was doing and stopped talking about them altogether. WWE carried on with the storyline, which ultimately led to Jack Swagger taking on Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Del Rio won, but Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter would stick around in WWE for a while longer. Their characters stayed mostly the same, but something happened in 2014 that would make even Glenn Beck smile. A new wrestler on the roster, Rusev, and his manager Lana had been mocking America. This prompted Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter to stand up for their country, becoming good guys in the process. This whole thing, however, is amazing in hindsight. It's rare to see non-wrestling fans get upset with the WWE storyline, and WWE's response to the criticism is something that probably wouldn't happen today. Depending on how bad it got, I think nowadays, WWE would either just ignore someone like Glenn Beck, or in an extreme case, they would cave and drop the storyline. All this stuff about immigration and politics is a bit intense, so why not chill out and watch the video on screen?